In this video, we will be taking a look at the O Train Western Extension, expanding service from Tunney's Pasture to Algonquin and Moody. Westboro Station. Our first stop after Tunney's Pasture is Westboro Station. You can see from our last visit that the station has really advanced. Lots of glass canopy work has been completed. The glazing on the station building itself looks pretty much complete. Definitely a lot of progress over the last couple months. It's really shaping up very nicely, and with the beautiful bluish glass tint, once the place is landscaped around it, it's going to look quite stunning, I think. You can see the permanent bus loop on the back side of the station that'll be used for local bus service, with the entrance on the bus platforms here on the back. And looking again from Tunney's Pasture into the station, you can see that the overhead catenary system is being installed. There is really not much to say about that at this point. Definitely not operational at this time, but it is advancing. And you can see that they already have the pylons up, the paraphils. They're starting to string some of the cable in a couple places, but it's not yet operational. As we continue on from Westboro Station to our next stop, as we head towards the Ottawa River. Again, another look here where the OCS is being installed. Definitely advancing a lot quicker now. This is pretty much one of the main sections that is missing this crucial piece of infrastructure to run trains through here. You can see a bus as it passes over the temporary bus bridge for the transitway. As we now look towards our next stop, our next station. Next station, Kichi Sibi. And this station really stands out to me, as you can see the homes right behind, just steps away. I mean, I think this is pretty much one of the stations that the entrance is right on top of the homes. Not even Sherbourne or New Orchard have that kind of feel. It's really stunning, and it's really something special, and I'm sure the people around those areas hopefully will stop driving their BMWs and Audis and take the train when they're heading downtown. You can see the guideway passing through the station, the crossover. Lots of good progress happening here. Definitely was quite advanced before. You can see the glass work over the platforms extending from one end to the other, which is really nice, as the trains lead into and out of the station. As we make our way into the Parkway Tunnel, from which the trains will dive underground and stay underground all the way until Lincoln Fields, emerging just at each station to stop for passengers. Next station, Sherbourne. So this station and the next one are located just between Richmond Road and Byron in the old Byron Linear Park. You can see that the stations really are coming along now. Glasswork is going up. The structures are pretty much all complete. You can see down to the platforms in the open trench again. Everything leading up to and away from the station, completely underground in a tunnel. Just the station platforms themselves are exposed to the above. Another look down here. It's going to be great when this whole area is complete. It really is a mess to try and get around this area. You really have to look at the signage on the street just to really know where you need to turn and how you need to access certain areas, especially on the Richmond side of the guideway. It's really something truly massive of an undertaking here to have built all of this in this heavily populated and dense area. But as the work nears completion, residents and businesses will reap the rewards of this long process. Once it opens, you're going to have train service, rapid service downtown and further west, right at people's doorsteps. It's very exciting. Next station, New Orchard. And New Orchard is pretty much just the same idea as Sherbourne. The only difference here is that the entrance building is oriented more to the west, whereas on Sherbourne it was oriented towards the east end of the station. Pretty much a mere copy of each other. And again, this station also quite advanced. Really has a nice big entrance building with the fare vending machines, the ticket vending machines, the fare gates. It's going to be something really interesting to see when it's done. And as you can see off in the distance, Sherbourne. And here we have New Orchard, entrance on this side of the station here. You go in, take elevators or the stairs down to the platforms, all center platforms. So you don't have to worry about going down on the proper side to reach the direction that you're trying to go in. It all links at the bottom. It's nice and simple. It also helps save a bit of space in this area, which is, again, very dense and very tight to have put a station in of this magnitude. And just on the end here, the ventilation system for the tunnel. Pumping in lots of fresh air to keep the ventilation and the airflow moving nicely. As we depart New Orchard and head off to our next station, where the train will finally re-emerge back onto the surface. You can see it just in the distance there, Lincoln Fields. And this is an important station. It's the main and final transfer point for people heading towards Algonquin and Moody, Line 1 and Line 3. Next station, Lincoln Fields. So just to start here, you can see the temporary bus loop on the right. The old transitway stops in red. And now here, the new train station with its 3 platforms, 1 center platform, or I should say 2 platforms that are center and 1 off to the side. So the very leftmost platform, it'll be for a special service towards Kanata and towards Moody. For example, late evening or on weekends when they're running just a shuttle service. Otherwise, the train service is going to be on the main platform, the center platform. You can see here the permanent bus loop just off to the side on the right here. It's going to be a great improvement because as you can see, the old legacy station, lots of walking that was done to go between the transitway and the local bus service. So it's going to definitely tighten things up quite a bit. And here we can look from Carling Avenue as it comes into the new bus loop, which is very long, nice concrete pad here for the buses. As we look one final time into the station, so the rightmost track going for special service towards Moody, the middle track going to Algonquin all the time and Moody during the midday or peak periods, and the farthest on the left would have been going back east towards downtown and Trim. Now here as we depart Lincoln Fields, the massive switchover position where trains will pass underneath and head off to the left to go towards Algonquin, while trains going towards Moody will fly over. But in this case, we're going towards Algonquin, line 1. So trains pass underneath the 417 to emerge towards our next stop, our next station. Next station, Iris. And this one really is going to be a nice station along the line. Lots of green, the creek just off to the side there that was relocated and reimagined to still be able to pass through this area. You can see just off to the side here, the wood paneling to be able to help conceal some of the infrastructure of the station itself, because this really is in a heavily wooded area, natural area between the homes. It's going to be really stunning. I think once the landscaping is done, once the grass, the trees and everything are put back in and they mature after a little bit of time, it's really going to be a green oasis. It's truly going to be something very stunning, I think. So if we take a look here, a lot of people wonder, how do you get into the station? The 2 stairs coming down from Iris above are the primary way. However, if you are in need of alternative way to get in beyond using stairs, so it's important to note that there are no elevators at this station. There's going to be ramps, so you go down to the far end of the sidewalk, loop around, and come into the station. Same on the opposite side here, heading towards Algonquin. You would loop back by the traffic lights, come down the ramp. So you can see the overhead lighting posts already in place. That's pretty much how this station is set up. Next station, Algonquin. And Algonquin, as I'm sure you all know, is going to be the terminus, or at least the current terminus, for O Train Line 1. Definitely very interesting station, built underground, underneath here. Trains will lead into the tunnel. And as you can see, traction power substation just at the exit of the station. Once the trains go in, it actually splits off into 4 tracks. So there's actually some storage tracks where they'll be able to park or stage trains to either help ramp up or ramp down service. It's a bit of a garaging facility. Definitely no maintenance is going to be happening here, but a very interesting setup nonetheless. As you can see, trains will go in underneath. Station buildings, 2 of them up on the surface. And this current bus station, baseline station, is going to be decommissioned once the new one opens. So here's our first entrance. It comes up from underground. People will walk out from here and walk into the college campus doors over there for Algonquin College, or the second entrance by the bus loop over here. So this is the closest one right to the college itself. Just walk out those doors, walk back into the college, and you can access the rest of Algonquin from there. Or this standalone building, which is adjacent to the bus loop and the park and ride, has a second floor overhead walkway that links into the college campus as well. So if you don't want to have to step outside whatsoever, that's also another option. So from here, you can see the new permanent bus loop, which is quite expansive on the back here, as this is going to be serving until the line extends all the way to Barrhaven. All the bus routes going south into Nepean, Barrhaven, Fallowfield, and beyond. So you can see buses going on both sides. There's going to be a nice green landscaped area in the middle with lots of grass and pathways. If you haven't seen it already, definitely invite you to check out our Barrhaven O-Train extension video where we talk about the future possibilities of going farther south. Trains would exit from the station here, come back to grade, be elevated to stop next to the yellow building for the Tallwood station. So here now we're looking back towards the bus loop entrance building. You can see the exits here that bring you into the bus loop itself and the fare paid zone. The connection back into the Algonquin College, overhead walkway. And a bit of an overview here, how it links into the Construction Excellence building, which itself connects into the rest of the Woodruff campus. Now if we loop back towards Lincoln Fields, we're going to take a look at line 3. So the track and guideway will pass over and above line 1, dive down underneath the Kanata Park, pass next to the OC Transpo garage, and re-emerge at our next station on Queensview, just across from IKEA and Funhaven. Next station, Queensview. Now it's kind of funny that they call it Queensview. They almost could have called it Leon's station because it's right in the parking lot of Leon's home furnishings warehouse. So you can see it's really close. So from here you can see the 3 levels. The first level, the entrance with the elevators, the stairs, the train platforms. 1 level above is the concourse where you would go up to reach the fare ticket vending machines, the fare gates to be able to go down to the train platforms. And if you go up to the 3rd level, that's open to everybody without a ticket. That's the pedestrian crossing to cross over the 417 to get to Baxter Road. So another view here. Definitely one of the more interesting stations with lots of glass. and lots of great views. It's really a very interesting station and very expansive. Elevators on both sides, stairs. So just passing through, it's going to be a great connection for people to be able to cross from one side of the highway to the other without having to go all the way out to the Pinecrest and Greenbank overpass. Another look at the pedestrian crossing. Crossing from Pasture back to the Queensview side. I don't know about you, but personally I'm really excited to go check this station out. Definitely one of the first ones I really want to check out when the West Extension opens. So you can see here from the station, people getting to Queensview, the new pathway that they've created. Entrance is just in the blackened area over here by the orange. They've created a new sidewalk that runs parallel to the O-Train guideway, makes a 90-degree curve, goes straight again until it reaches Queensview Drive. Kind of reminds me of Côte de Liesse in Montreal's REM, how the pathway works from that station since it's set back from the road itself. So as we leave Queensview now, you can see IKEA with their famous Swedish meatballs, the Billy bookcase, and pretty much all sorts of other iconic classics. As the guideway passes underneath the Pinecrest off-ramp, passes underneath the on-ramp as well. Next station, Pinecrest. This station right here, not the most interesting design, but still very functional. Center platform as opposed to the side platforms at the previous station at Pinecrest. Very much a smaller, more subdued station. Center platform, tracks going on both sides, bus loop right outside the door. And it has a very interesting design to it. And the reason for that is that it's set back from Pinecrest itself. So you can see Pinecrest over here. Buses will loop in. I'm not sure how the road exactly here is going to change, but based on how it's set up right now, if it stays the same, it's a bit of a lot of looping in for the buses to come in and to come out. So I'm eager to see how this is ultimately going to work. As you can see a bus looping around here right now. Definitely an interesting layout, and not sure if they could have made that a little simpler, but I think they wanted to make it align with the traffic lights off to the side here. So positioning was everything, and this is probably the best that they were able to come up with to be able to place the station here and have the buses serve it all the same. You can see the bus stops on the side there. People go in, trains are below grade, and then depart, running once again alongside the 417 westbound, passing underneath a couple more roads. So Richmond Road, the 417 West on-ramp. Next station, Bayshore. Bayshore, our second last stop, definitely much bigger than the last two. You have a very expansive bus service here. And this station really has been very much converted from its original configuration to become the train station that it is destined to be. So the pedestrian crossing from the parkade going into this new entrance pavilion, the fare paid zone, crossing over for the bus loop here, which is mostly done now. Just the work in the middle still needs to be done, but they've done a great job at redoing the roadway and the concrete work. Pedestrian crossings, all the legacy stuff from when the station was built, not in the too distant past. And then the newly expanded platform area here for the O-Train station. Lots of glass work here, glass canopies from end to end, which I'm sure will delight a lot of people. Great glass curtain walls on the side, so you'll be able to see the highway, you'll be able to see the people coming in and out of the parking. And very deep as well. There's a lot of depth between the back wall and the platform edge So that's really, really nice to see. And again, lots of glass. So if you're waiting out in poor weather, rain, snow, ice, you should be pretty well covered and sheltered. You can see once again the bus loop for buses coming in and out. Still a work in progress, but we're getting much closer now to its end configuration. And here I'm just showing this because usually we see these mesh caged style structures on the top of the stations where there are elevators, and for some reason there's no equipment on top of this one, so I'm not sure if there's an elevator that's going to be planned at that position and the equipment isn't there yet, or if it's just decorative. It'd be the first, I think, of seeing one where it's pretty much serving as a decorative piece only. But time will tell, and we'll keep an eye on that. As we exit Bayshore Station, trains will accelerate to high speeds as they head off to the final ultimate destination as part of Stage 2 on Line 3, Moody Station, running again alongside the 417 westbound. Just passing by the creek over here, which is really nice. Lots of paths, lots of green space around here. It's beautiful. Next station, Moody. And as we arrive at Moody Station, this is going to be the terminus station for O Train Line 3 until such time as it's expanded into Kanata. All bus service going towards Kanata, Stittsville, and beyond is going to be based out of this station. There's not going to be a park and ride. There's just going to be a pick up and drop off for people dropping off in cars and picking up, but there's no parking over here. So it's pretty much going to be very much reliant on the bus service. You can see the bus loop area off to the right, the entrance off to the left, two side platforms. And what's interesting here, you can see that the westbound platform actually extends farther out than the eastbound platform. And this is no doubt due to its extremely close proximity to the 417 Moody off-ramp. I mean, the station is pretty much butted right up against it. I mean, look how close that is. It's actually pretty interesting that they decided to put it that close. You can see really here how they're really offset from each other. It's going to be the only O-Train station where it has offset platforms that don't symmetrically line up with each other. I think there might be one other, like Carlton, where they don't quite seem to line up, but this one right here really takes it to a much more extreme positioning and layout. So as trains depart from Moody, the final station, out of service trains will continue on to reach their final stop, probably at the end of the day, Corkstown Yard, light maintenance and storage facility. And this is very much a light maintenance and storage facility. It will be assisting with that kind of work alongside Belfast maintenance and storage facility, which does the heavy maintenance, the major refits and the major repairs. This is more light work, you know, cleaning, fixing smaller items on the trains, but very much an important and critical component of the O-Train system, train wash, and very much a storage facility as well. So as we continue following and tracking progress on the O-Train Western Extension, we'll be sure to keep you up to date. As news develops, we should be seeing actually more trains circulating in the west. We've already seen them going from Moody all the way up to Queensview. We should see them going even farther than that over the course of the summer and the coming fall. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.